everybody to I Love Toys 2002. I am your host, Lane, and today we are going to unbox this Sonic the Hedgehog Classic and Modern comic pack from TOMY. Now, this isn't out in stores yet. I just got it at Gamers World and Toy Wiz. Toy Wiz is supported by Gamers World, so that's why I saw this at Gamers World. So yeah, there's a lot of history on this pack. There's already a Knuckles in the set, but they didn't have it. They only just had one of these. So we are going to be opening this thing right now, and as along we are doing it, we will talk about it. Okay, let's open this. Fun fact, well, not fun fact, but a funny fact at least. This one doesn't have any, tape. Well, I guess it was from Toy Wiz, in my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but I think it's from Toy Wiz because of that. So, this doesn't have any tape. Which is kind of wrong, because I hope the stores have tapes, because they would steal it or something. So, here's the comic pack. Hold on, it still has the plastic inserts and the backs of the classic and modern figure background that they use. In case if you were wondering why I moved upstairs, is because my mom and my brother are watching this movie, so I had to go into a place quieter. So here's the comic. It's Sonic Universe 75 from Archie. Let's see if I can try to unwrap this. The box set has 32 pages. It won't open because there's tape. Okay, I'm just ready to for it to be open now. There we go. So here is Sonic Universe 75 from Archie. Here's more of that stuff. Here's that. Here's Metal Sonic. I won't go in depth. Here are Freedom Fighters and Eggman or Robotnik. And just more insane stuff. And yeah, that's just basically it. I won't go over all of the pages because we're not talking about the comics, because that's not too important. What's important is the figures. We're cutting off classic Sonic's ties first, because we're going to just do him first, because it's kind of unfair that we have to force to rebuy the classic figures. I don't know, if you follow the 25th anniversary line, you'll understand that you have to rebuy the figures again. It's just kind of unfair. We got one out. Okay, there we go. Okay, here's the classic Sonic out of the box. I already have him. This is a duplicate. He has 7 points of articulation. Actually, no, sorry, 9. I kind of got confused. So, this is my original one from the 25th anniversary line, and the only difference is that they're shoes. This one is not shiny. The original one I have is shiny. So, yeah, that's kind of different about it. I don't know which one I like better. Kind of like this one better, though I kind of like the non-shiny shoe one better, because it doesn't look as shiny as the modern figure. In case if you aren't knowing what I'm saying, is that the modern one doesn't have shiny shoes, so this one doesn't. So that's kind of a good thing that they decide to make this one not as shiny. So yeah, that's basically it for classic Sonic. So here's modern Sonic out of the box. This is entirely original. His face kind of looks a little weird, but I'm kind of okay with it because it doesn't affect me. And I'm pretty sure he has a solid head because He always falls over. That's like a problem with like the Jazzwares figure. If you kind of like lower him a little, he would stand up properly. But it just kind of looks kind of unproportional because it looks like he's looking downwards. Oh wait, I could totally actually do that. Just you gotta be like a little more tactic with your toys. He has bendable, well, pre-bendable arms. And, yeah. He has the same points as, like, the Boom figures. Oh, yeah, he also has bendable feet, forgot to mention. But, yeah, which is kind of disappointing because I really want him to have rotating wrists, which this one lacks. This is kind of a missed opportunity, but oh well, it is what it is. I kind of think it's better than a Jazzwares figure. Even though I don't have a Jazzwares figure, I actually think so, because, like, well, I kind of like simple articulations. Sure, this one doesn't have as, like, moving wrists and stuff, but, I don't know, the articulation on Jazzwares ones, they kind of suck, because they kind of look a little muscular. And instead of that, they just kind of look off-model. So I don't know what to think about that. This one is actually kind of cool. He only has head movement, shoulder movement, and leg movement. Also, he has peg holes. So that means that they might continue the gimmick line. Though I didn't ask TOMY about that when I contacted them, so I'm not so sure about that. So yeah. So do I recommend this pack? Yes, I do. If you don't have the comic pack or the modern Sonic figure, then yes, I would definitely recommend this. In conclusion, these comic packs with these two figures are kind of great. They'll be out in stores soon this month, and the plushes will come out in July. So if you're looking forward for this set, please do, because these are excellent figures. Despite the articulation on the modern figures, these are actually good. Now, I was unable to get Knuckles, but I hope I could find Knuckles at the store soon. So this is Lane Wilkinson, and peace out. Hello everybody, this is Lane, and I like to apologize for not making tons of videos last month. I mean, like, I was busy, I was on a trip to meet my relatives, and so I don't have anything to review, unbox, or make a video about. But I did got this package, so I'm going to open this up. Just let me face the camera down for a bit. I'm going to use my trusty hammer to open this, and yeah. Let's see, how can I use this hammer? Oh, I think I got the hang of it now. Alright, I'm getting the hang of it. Okay. I got half of it done. Okay, as you can see, I opened it. So nothing really special with this. Holy! Oh my gosh! Holy mother! Hello everybody, this is Lane, and welcome back to TOMY Sonic Tuesday. Despite it not being Tuesday, since it's Thursday, I'm gonna call it TOMY Sonic Thursday for now. So I recently got this Knuckles and Classic Knuckles comic pack from TOMY on Toy Wiz. Compared to like the Sonic I got, which was from Gamers World, this is from Toy Wiz. So here's what the back looks like, in case if you were wondering. And we are going to open this up. So yeah, just like the Sonic, this one doesn't have any tape. I guess maybe there were Toy Was exclusives and they didn't feel like it was necessary to have tape on them since you could just order them online. So, as you can see, I'm taking this off. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Ta-da! So here is classic Knuckles from that comic pack. Like I said, I already got the 25th anniversary set, so this is a duplicate. There's just like a glue in like the side in his face. I mean, good thing the original one I have from the 25th anniversary line didn't have that. And I kind of think the original one is better because, like I said, TOMY usually, when they like re-release a figure, they would usually be more flawed compared to the original. So yeah, so they're basically the same. The duplicate ones is like muscle is more darker than this one's. So yeah, not a lot to talk about. Last up is the one I wanted just to get that. Modern Knuckles the Echidna. So yeah, surprisingly the paint job is really great, what I feel like from TOMY, because usually like the paint job just kind of reminds me so of like the Pokemon stuff. He does have the same points of articulation as Sonic. Here's his feet, which the Boom figures overall, which is okay for at least. So here's what his shoes look like. Here are his tracks in the bottoms of his shoes. He can sit. And he has ball jointed arms. And yeah, does he have moving hand? He does, but it's a little limited. So here's the Sonic that I have from the set, and yeah, I kind of noticed that Knuckles is a little bit taller than Sonic, so I'm not so sure if it's like accurate or not. I think maybe TOMY did that because of the Boom Knuckles was taller, and so yeah, so here's what them side by side. And yeah, I mean like this one looks more of the prototype than the Sonic. Well, that's something I forgot to mention when I reviewed or unboxed the Sonic from the set. He looked different from the prototype. Now the only difference is that his eyes are kind of bigger and a little wider. And that's kind of why people think like he looks a lot like the one from the Adventures games. And also why he looks like Resource Sonic is also because of his final look compared to the prototype and not the articulation. So yeah, that's kind of basically it. So do I recommend these? Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot one thing. Are you still here? Don't you go anywhere, because I forgot to show you the comic. Yeah, this is what the comic looks like. Here's the back. Kind of has the same teaser as the one of the Sonic one I have, so yeah. No teasers for now, because nobody is interested in the comic. We're only interested about the figures. So yeah. So anyways, thank you for watching. Sorry if it's a little short, but that's just basically it for this comic pack. I mean, like, the paint job on Modern Knuckles is very good. The duplicate one is not as good as the 25th anniversary one I have. And the comic pack just has Amy and Knuckles, and that's just basically it. So it's kind of boring to me. And also I have Modern Sonic in the front because I just compared him with the Modern Knuckles. Just let me know in the comments down below if it's actually their height, because I don't really play the games, because I usually like get into the series just because of the toys. Yeah, that's just my weird opinion, but yeah, so subscribe to my channel, and I'll leave a comment if you want more TOMY stuff for me to unbox. And also, if you're asking if I could have one of my duplicates, no, you can't have any. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. TOMY Sonic Tuesday is back for another unboxing video. Today we are doing the Sonic Boom 5-pack, which has Tails, Amy, Sonic, Knuckles, and Dr. Eggman. And yeah, I just got this at a Toys R Us. So yeah, but before we unbox this, we are going to unbox this Knuckles single pack, since this one is very different compared to this one. This one is like the regular version, the other one is in like a fist position. So I also wanted to collect the Boom line, so we'll be opening that single pack Knuckles first. So here's my hand, here's the thing, I'm gonna open it. It's hard for me to like open it, because that was like the thing for like these old Sonic Boom toys, is that the boxes aren't that great, and also the re-release paint jobs are usually really bad. And also, they make the characters' like legs like split a little. Oh, I think there's like tape. Hold on, I better get some scissors. There we go. Since the packages aren't that great, I'm not gonna keep them. What was really nice about the 5-pack was that, well, the boxes on the new TOMY stuff, it's reusable. Kind of like the 25th anniversary set and the Japanese import sets like the SH Figure Arts sets or the Nendroids. Okay, I'm gonna get Knuckles out. So here is Boom Knuckles out of the box. He has the usual articulation, you know, universal shoulders and rotating head and rotating leg joints. And yeah, that's basically it. Not a whole lot to talk about, he just exists. The sculpt looks kinda nice, the paint job, there's some flubs on his right arm, but that's kinda a little minor. Also, there are some seams on his head. So those are some cons for it. And also, like I said, for the legs, they don't like look accurate enough like the boxes do. You see he's in like a bent position. So it kind of makes it hard to stand up. See? I kind of liked the modern and classic ones better because they stand up really well. Those are like the design flaws for like the boxes of the old Boom stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. Here's Boom Knuckles standing next to Modern Knuckles from the Modern and Classic comic pack, and the Classic Knuckles from the 25th anniversary line. And yeah, Boom Knuckles is about the same height as Modern Knuckles apparently. Well, Boom Knuckles is still a little bit taller than Modern Knuckles if you compare the heads. And yeah, there's not a lot to talk about. The paint jobs on Classic Knuckles and Modern Knuckles looks a lot more better than the Boom Knuckles, so yeah, that's kind of basically it for comparison. They just look better than the Boom Knuckles. Now let's open up this Sonic Boom 5-pack with Tails, Amy, Sirius, Sonic, Punchy Knuckles, and Eggman. So it's a lot simpler to open compared to the original Boom ones. As you can see, there's no tape, so it's easy for you to open. That's actually one flaw for this, is that it has no tape. I mean, like, someone can, like, steal it. But they use the same design as the Japanese import figures and the 25th anniversary line for these recent packaging, so... Okay, I got them out. Since the packaging is like reusable, I think I'm gonna keep the packaging, since like I can save the Earth or something, because we do gotta save the Earth. Let's do Tails. Tails is kind of like the cutest Sonic character ever, in terms of like the boy characters in the series. Now there are some like paint flubs like on his shoes, his glove, and his tail, but they're kind of very minor. He doesn't have rotatable tails, however, does he? No, he doesn't. Kind of like the classic one. In comparison with the classic Tails from the 25th anniversary line. And yeah, I kind of hope the modern Tails from the comic pack has the Boom Tails' height, because that would be kind of good, since that's like the only Tails figure to like scale with the Sonic of the set. I mean, like, Jazzwares kind of sucks at proportions. I'm not saying the Jazzwares line is bad. I really like the Jazzwares line. They just suck at scaling. And yeah, here's the back view of it too. And yeah, Tails is like the character that I just want to tickle. That kind of sounds a little weird, but hey, that's my unpopular opinion. And yeah, compared to like the other Sonic Boom re-releases, the paint jobs on the 5-packs are kind of better. I mean, like, trust me. Next up is Boom Amy from the set. And yeah, Amy's just kind of a weird character to me. I don't know. She's kind of like my mom. I mean, like, in terms of like personality, and her voice kind of resembles my mom. That's like the thing. She's like a cartoon hedgehog version of like my mom, apparently. So yeah, outside of that, she looks nice. I like the head. I mean, like I said in the first episode of Concept Idea, I wanted the modern Amy to like have the Boom Amy head, because it looks kind of nice. And yeah, the paint job on it is kind of flawless. Here's what she looks like. Here's her underskirt. I know, it's kind of weird that she has no panties or underwear. Which I guess, it wasn't Tomy's fault. I think that was the actual model that Sega sent them. I guess it kind of explains why like all the boy and girl characters do not wear like pants, only shirts. Dr. Robotnik's like the only character to wear pants. Well, I guess the reason why like they let the animal characters not have any like underwear overall, just shirt, no pants, I guess it's just because animals hardly show their penises. So yeah, here's her. I hope they make a modern classic pack of her someday, but right now we just have the Boom figure. Here's one of my least favorites in the set, the serious face Sonic. Now there's some paint flubs on this, like there's something like in his eye. Well, it's hardly noticeable. And yeah, though he looks kind of good. He kind of stands very well. Here's his back view. And yeah. Do you know what's interesting about Sonic though? In like the promotional stock image for this 5-pack, it shows like an angrier face Sonic, but basically they just came with a serious face Sonic, where he just has a frowny face. I kind of preferred the smiling one, where he's like in his like grin, kind of like how he does in like the Adventure era. I always kind of like that. Too bad it didn't happen on the modern Sonic one. And still, people just hate the modern Sonic figure just because of the articulation. Nothing else. Sure, I don't really like the articulation on the modern Sonic, but I do like the figure. Anyways, here's him with the modern Sonic. His head is very bigger. There's classic Sonic to go along too. And yeah. I mean, just look at this. I mean, well, Sonic Boom Sonic does kind of look a little off on both of them. Because I guess he's supposed to be taller than modern Sonic and classic Sonic. And yeah, that's kind of basically it. I kind of like the modern one a little more than the Boom one. I mean, just like I said, I just like the TOMY Sonic, for God's sakes. I actually kind of wish I could stand the Knuckles, but I can't, because he's not in like a flat surface. But yeah. So the paint job on him looks kind of great, especially since, well, re-releases, the paint jobs on them are just bad. But this re-release is actually kind of good. In fact, all of them, maybe except for the Sonic, they're kind of good. This one is kind of an improvement over this one. This one's in like a standing pose, like the other one. This one's in like a fist position. So yeah, nothing to talk about. This one's just like new molds of like the arms and legs and the head. So yeah. Last Sonic Boom character is the Sonic Boom version of Dr. Robotnik, aka Dr. Eggman, who is apparently the only character in the Sonic Boom series who is wearing any pants. So yeah, nothing else. The paint job is actually kinda better than the other characters. His nose is not that pinkish, but that's because in the Boom series, his nose isn't that pinkish. While in like the regular series, his nose is like completely pink. Also, compared to like the other Eggmans I see, this one has like rotating head. Which in like the concept idea video I did for the Dr. Robotniks, they will have like rotating head. Well, I drew them with rotating head. And yeah, he has the same articulation as like the other ones. So yeah, that's basically it. He did come with his Eggmobile a couple years ago. So yeah. So what are their pros and cons? Well, the pros, the paint jobs on them look a little better than the other re-releases. And the box is very reusable, and I like that background. The one con is that I kind of wish the Sonic in that set was the smiling one, and the Knuckles is like the standard one, but I already have the standard one, so it's not that big of a deal. But the most important con of all is that they chose Dr. Eggman over Styx. You know, Styx the Badger, one of the original characters from Sonic Boom. She's not even in the set. How come they chose Dr. Robotnik over Styx? Well, you might say in the comments is that because, like, Eggman is more of a popular character than Styx, but, like, it could have been a good idea to put Styx in, like, the set, because she's, like, one of the 5 main characters from the Sonic Boom cartoon. And, like, TOMY, like, neglects to, like, re-release, like, the normal version of Styx. Sure, there is a Jungle War paint variant of her, but what if somebody wants, like, the regular Styx? I mean, like, you could still get her on eBay for, like, $20 to $30. And that's too much for a Sonic Boom figure, since, like, the paint jobs aren't as good as, like, the classic and modern figures. And yeah, I really kind of like Styx in the cartoon. I kind of wish she was in the pack, because that could have made the pack appeal to me more. But that's just one complaint. So yeah. I'm not so sure about if I recommend it or not. It's kind of hard to tell, since if you already like have these guys in like a different set, you must already have these types of figures. So I wouldn't recommend it to a person who already has all 5 of these figures. But I would recommend it to a person who is starting to collect the Boom line. I mean, like, I'm starting to collect the Sonic Boom line too, after the comic packs. So yeah, if you want to get into the Sonic Boom line, I recommend getting this first. So this is actually a good pack. And if you already have these figures, you could keep them in the box and never touch them. That could be a good thing to do if you already have them. And maybe someday sell them. So yeah. So if I recommend this or not, well, it kind of depends. If you don't have these figures, I recommend getting them. If you already have them, I wouldn't recommend them. But if you already had them and you wanted to keep them in the box, then I would recommend them. So yeah, that's it for this video. I'm Lane Wilkinson, and see you later. Hey look, Knuckles is dabbing.
Hey, do not worry. TOMY Sonic Tuesday is back. And today we are going to be looking at the Sonic Forces figure pack, which comes with exclusive game art, lithographs included, as well as the Modern Tales figure. and it's available exclusively at GameStop for $25, which is kind of an overprice, but let's just see if it's worth it, okay? Okay, this is really big. I'm gonna talk about this to get things out of the way. This is a thing I was talking about. It says Sonic Forces on it, and it says, caution, images enclosed may contain spoiler. And these are lithographs, if I'm naming it correctly. These ones contain Sonic flying over Green Hill, the Avatar character battling that weird spider crab thing, whatever the heck that is. Sorry, it's been like weeks since I played Sonic Forces. And there's Sonic watching the robots destroy the world. And here's a Sonic in a sand world with the death egg right over here, and the pyramid tech thing. And on the back they say Sonic Forces, so yeah. Here is what classic Sonic looks like. Like I said, this is a duplicate. He looks a lot worse. Here's a comparison between the original I have. And yeah, as you can see, this one from the 20th anniversary line is way better than this garbage. Here is the modern Sonic from the pack, and yeah, like I said, this is a duplicate. And yeah, articulation, sculpt-wise, everything. Here's the comparison between my original one from the comic pack, and the reason why I bought this Force pack was kind of not because of the tails, well, sort of the tails, but I needed a new Sonic since the eyes on the original is fading a little. There's like a story behind that, but I don't want to talk about it. You could ask me if you want, but yeah. Here's a comparison between Classic Sonic and Boom Sonic from the Sonic Boom line. And yeah, like I said, he is taller than Classic Sonic, but the same height as Boom Sonic. So yeah. Here is a look at the Knuckles in the pack, and like I said, this is a duplicate, and look, we have a scratch. Here is a comparison between this original from the comic pack, and yeah, they both look identical paint-wise, though I have to say this one is a lot better than this one. Here is a comparison between Classic Knuckles and everybody's fan favorite, Dabbin' Knuckles. So yeah, that's basically it. Here is everybody's favorite TOMY figure, the Modern Tails figure. And yeah, this thing is exclusive to the pack for now. I mean, he's gonna be re-released later on. And yeah, I think he turned out pretty good. I mean, well, he doesn't have rotatable tails. He has the same articulation points as the other ones, but really, it's TOMY. The other Tails figures had no rotatable tails, but maybe later releases might have it. The head looks nice. Now the body looks okay, though the only problem with it is that his chest fur is in a tannish color. It's hard for you to see, but if you see more high quality pictures of it, you'll see. I'm pretty sure later releases might have him with the white chest fur, like say the comic pack. But the prototype did had him in a white chest fur. And yeah, his legs, one of them is like in a curved position. And this one is in like a pointing gesture. And this one is actually in a holding position, holding hands. Just like the ones from the Boom and the Classic figures. Which made me think the reason why the modern Sonic and the modern Knuckles had fists was because they're usually used with fists and not holding hand things. And yeah, the head looks very nice, like I said. If I even said that or not. And yeah, I think this Tails came out great. Just like the Boom Tails, it scales well with its modern counterpart. How cool is that? And yeah, I hope TOMY scales well with other figures compared to the other characters in the future. So yeah, I do consider this better than Jazzwares. I mean, like, there's like no way this is not as good, because this is actually kind of good. So I kind of recommend getting this. but I can't say it with the Forces pack, but I'll talk about it later. Here is a comparison with the classic Tails, and yeah, the classic Tails kind of has a different shade of orange compared to the modern one, and that's kind of surprising. He does not have rotatable tails as well, and they're kind of the same height. I shouldn't be judging. Here's also the Boom Tails in the set, which has a more, I don't want to say it's cheap plastic, but the plastic looks kind of cheaper. And yeah, this one seems a lot taller than this one, but really, the leg on the modern one is like curved a little, and if he was standing straight up, he would be the same height as like this one. Here are some helpful tips before you buy this. Please note that this pack is available at GameStop. You can tell because of the price. So please search for your local GameStop for these. Either they might or might not have them. It kind of depends on their shipments and stuff. They can also be available on their website. Or it kind of depends, because sometimes when I go on there to check, it usually says not available, or it says add to cart. Also, make sure the paint jobs on the figures look that good. Okay, that's kind of basically it for tips. So do I recommend this? Yeah, it kind of depends. If you already have a classic Sonic, and modern Knuckles like I do, then maybe this pack might not be worth for you. But I bought it just because I needed to get a new Sonic and the Tails thing. And for the Tails, it has like the tan chest fur. And I'm pretty sure later releases might have them with the white chest fur. So if it actually happens, then maybe I might get this one, since it might be a rare variant soon. Also, I might have some extras to sell on eBay in the future when TOMY loses Sonic. But yeah, that's kind of basically it. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys later. So yeah, last month in December, I was able to see the that one Nintendo event that happened, and it was like right over like here. I played Super Mario Odyssey, Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and yeah, those were good games. Looks like we're gonna be going to the Lego store over here. See? Let's go. Yay, Legos! Oh, this place isn't even that crowded. Here's Ninjagos. Let's see, Lego Hero Needed. Oh, this is from Lego City. Here's also some more Lego City. Here's Duplo. I wish I could show you the rest, but I probably might have to cut the scene out. Oh well. Next up, Build-A-Bear Workshop. Whoa! Super Mario! That's very amazing. If only if there's stuff.
Yoshi and Bowser online.
Oh, thank you. I wish I could get these if they weren't that expensive, but they're very cool. They also have some Pokemon stuff. We have like Pikachu, Eevee, Meowth, Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. We also have Vulpix. And yeah, those are some cool finds. They also had stuff like Ninja Turtles, Powerpuff Girls, and Minions, and Sonic. They had Sonic the Hedgehog for the 25th anniversary. So yeah. I wish I could show you the Disney store, but probably due to copyright, I'm not going to show. But we will show GameStop though, which is coming up soon. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned. GameStop, here I come. Here's some beat up Nintendo Switch boxes. There's a lot of toys. There's like Dragon Ball and Iron. Oh, they have Nintendo figures. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. They also have Kingdom of Hearts, but paint jobs are not that good, so I don't care about them. But they do have plushes of the Mario characters. And the neighbor from Hello Neighbor. Here's some other Mario stuff. And yeah, this is very cool. Here is FYE, aka the place that has Rick and Morty stuff. Best intro. Oh, they also have Strawberry Smiggles. and DVDs and Blu-rays. They also have tons of candies. Let's see you. Ooh, they have those candy machines. They also have some of the Mario-related candies. Yeah, candies. Okay, I think that's basically it. I couldn't find myself Gamer's World because I'm not so sure. I couldn't find anywhere, and now I'm lost. So it was kind of a disappointing hunt, but what? Gamer's World. Let's go inside. Oh my gosh, they have the comic packs. Ooh, they have the Metal Sonic and Tails. Oh my gosh. So that's all I basically got. I got the comic packs. Though the shelf for it was 50% off if you got 3 toys. So I got a 2.5-inch Mario figure. Hello everybody, this is Lane, and welcome back to TOMY Sonic Tuesdays, even though it's on a Saturday. But yeah, I finally got the Tails and Metal Sonic comic packs with 2 exclusive comics, 2 exclusive figures, 1 Force Rebuy, and another Force Rebuy. Well, Tails has the white chest for now, so yeah. So I'll give you some details on the stuff, starting with Tails. Let's start with the box. So this is what the box looks like. It says ages 4 and up, it says Tails, and it says Classic Tails, and displays the figures and the comic book inside. On the back, it shows Classic Tails and Modern Tails artwork. And here's a description of Tails. And it says, Tails is a dual-tailed fox and the best friend of Sonic. He is earnest and innocent, an embodiment of a sidekick. Forever the strategist, Tails is a prolific tinkerer, but not always a successful one. His inventions always show a lot of potential, ingenuity, and dedication. However, they often backfire. Tails proves himself endearing to his teammates and to fans alike. So, I'm going to be opening this pack up and we'll have a closer look, so don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Here is the comic inside. It's part 1 of 2, so those exclusive comics are probably a 2-parter. It's called Heroes, not to be confused with Sonic Heroes, and it shows Sonic and Tails. On the back it shows you a promo of Sonic Forces. But yeah, here are the figures. Let's get Classic Tails out first. Here is the Classic Tails figure. This is a duplicate. I don't have the original one, but yeah. His articulation joints are very, very stiff. And it's kind of weird because his head's so loose. I mean, it's like he's a bobblehead. I mean, like, his head isn't on a ball joint or anything. His tails do not rotate, but it did kind of alter slightly compared to the original. But yeah, Classic Tails. Here is the Modern Tails figure, and yeah, I already have him, but I needed one with the white chest fur. The one from the Forces pack with the tan chest fur is a very rare variant. It's probably hardly noticeable, but yeah. Also, his glove cuffs, I think they're missing. I'll have to repaint this soon. He has no rotatable tails. Now, a lot of people are kind of hating this figure, and I'll explain it why in a different video, and I'm pretty sure the reason why people don't like the Tails figure is that TOMY didn't paint the chest fur fully as part of his legs. Maybe if they did, maybe people would kind of like it or something. But yeah, that's kind of basically it. Here's the Metal Sonic comic pack, and yeah, artwork for Classic, artwork for Modern. And the description, if it could focus, the description says, this dangerous robot is one of Eggman's greatest creations. With his razor-sharp metallic quills and a turbine that allows him to rocket towards an insane speed, Metal Sonic is one of the toughest opponents Sonic has ever had to face. Watch out. It's kinda a little weird since, like, he's basically fought a lot of opponents more dangerous than Metal Sonic. So I'm going to open this thing up and we'll have a closer look at it. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Here's the comic book for the Metal Sonic pack and its rivals. And when you sit them next together, they make a complete picture. And in case if you're wondering what's in the back, it's just Sonic Forces. I like Sonic Forces. Here is Tomy's new classic Metal Sonic figure, and does it look better than Jazzwares? I kinda say so, though the paint job, both of them, they use the same dull matte gray job instead of those like shiny metallic colors, which I really wish it did. Also, he feels kind of fragile. Like, some articulation joints, like the head, they're kind of loose, but the shoulders and the legs, it just feels a little, tight. Also, he's kind of flimsy looking, so you probably should be careful. I don't know. Oh yeah, they never painted his jet, which is kind of a bummer. This is like the only problem with this figure, cause like with the flat paint job on Metal Sonic, the classic one, it kind of looks fine to be honest. I mean, I'm not that mad with it. Also, he doesn't have the same articulation as the classic figures. He has the same articulation as the modern figures, which is kinda understanding since like the figures, Metal Sonic himself is like a small noodle-like arms and leg character, so no wonder why they did that. Though I do kind of like how he turned out. He is posed, by the way, and since he looks like this, his might be hard for him to stand. Well, you can't see it, but he can't stand. So I do kind of like classic Metal Sonic, but the other one. Okay, this is the modern Metal Sonic figure. And, the light gray dull paint job is so dully. It doesn't look too, like, awesome, like Metal Sonic should be. And also, his legs are weirdly attached, and it's staying like this. It's supposed to be like this, but it's like this. And, well, it stands him okay, but it stands really off. And there's just some minor, like, paint things, some might be a little bit unnoticeable, but it just feels noticeable to me. Oh yeah. Completely unpainted jet. I mean, Tomy. Remember when Wayne Angel 2000 said, it's the jet. You gotta paint it. I mean, come on. This happened to your Sonic Boom toys, but now it's happening to your modern figures. Erg. What's your problem? I mean, like... Come on, Tomy, you made those awesome modern and classic figures, and they were like top-notch, well, sort of top-notch, but they were kind of better than Jazzwares is. But this, I don't think it's better than Jazzwares. I mean, like, you know Jazzwares, yeah, their Sonic figures suck, but I really like some of their figures, like the Metal Sonic. And it's just so sad that I don't own it. I mean, if you go on Amazon or eBay, they're like $50 to $80, and I don't want to pay something like that. I mean, like $20. That's what I freaking bought. $20 each. Well, I did also got that 2.5-inch Mario figure for $7.99 because it was a 50% off deal. But still! Well, even though it's not better than the Jazzwares Metal Sonic figure, he is kind of an improvement over the Sonic Boom one since he has universal shoulders while the Boom one had like universal or not universal, but rotatable. And it just feels too fragile, since some parts of the joints like this are loose, while some of them, like the head, are very tight. And he doesn't have the jetpack, which is just... I really want that Jazzwares Metal Sonic figure. Well, they gave in details on the back. And here's the undershoe soles thingies. But still, I really want a Jazzwares Metal Sonic figure. I mean, this is just not as good. Oh yeah, remember that one Gashapon Sonic buildable figures that TOMY made? They made a Metal Sonic, and that had painted jet, while this one doesn't. I mean, are you serious? I mean, like... I'm going to repaint this figure soon, so don't go anywhere, guys. It's more to come. Stay tuned. Here it is, the final product. I haven't coated them with gloss yet. I will soon, but here's what they look like for now. Here's the classic one. All I had to do was just paint the jet, which kind of looks good. And then here's the modern one. I painted him silver. I will clear coat him soon. But yeah, and like I said, he stands kind of badly. Oh yeah, I also painted his jet. So yeah. Now, I'm just kind of disappointed that how the Metal Sonics turned out. I mean, like, those ones I made, they look way better. And I kind of thought, before I painted them, I kind of regretted buying them, but now I don't after I painted them. Yeah, so the modern Metal Sonic looks a lot better with the silver color. Better than Jazzwares one? Probably not, since that Metal Sonic figure was like one of the top quality Jazzwares figures, so yeah. Kind of disappointed about the Metal Sonics, but if you repaint them, they might probably be worth it. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you want to see what the comic books look like, I'm going to be doing a review on the comic books soon, so stay tuned for that. TOMY Sonic Tuesday is back, baby! My name is Lena Swagginson, and today we are going to be unboxing the new Amy and Eggman Metal Play comic packs. Let's start off with Amy first. So, as you can see, the boxes, wait, whoa, what? Tails? Classic Tails? Metal Sonic? Classic Metal Sonic? What the heck? I mean, like, they used the exact same boxes for the Tales of Metal Sonic comic packs. And any proof? Here you go. Well, hopefully the figures are still good and the metal plates, though, so, let's take a look at this, so stay tuned. Okay, let's take a look at the metal plate, and the metal plate, it looks complete garbage. I mean, like, it's made of paper and not metal, and, the color... There isn't any color, so... And it came with tape instead of the actual, like, twisty ties thing. And when I ripped it, there was, like, a thing. So, screw this. Now, let's take a look at classic Amy. And doesn't she look something? I mean, like, look at this. It's just... cheap is what I could say. She has no articulation, she looks goofy, and she doesn't look off-model. Oh yeah, just like the Boom one. No underwear painted on, as you can see. And also she's missing a tail and like Well, bite my biscuits. They put the tail in the wrong way. They forgot, like, her headband and all that, and, overall, this kind of looks derpy, cutie, derpish way. She has no articulation, unlike the other classic figures, so... Next up, we have the modern Amy Rose, and, she has no bangs, no head, band, goofy smile, doesn't look like a girl, that looks more like boyish. Oh, yeah, just like the Sonic Boom and classic Amy, she has no underwear on. I mean, come on, Tomy. You did the exact same thing with the Metal Sonics. Like your Boom one, you didn't paint the back of the jets, but now in your modern classic ones, they don't have their jetpacks painted just like the Boom figures. I mean, what the heck? Also, it's just unproportional. I mean, Amy is just like the exact same height as the classic Amy, and that does not look that good. Her arms are a little too long, and everything about it is just garbage. I mean, like, here's the metal plate. As you can see, it's made of paper instead of metal, and there's still some tape. Also, while I was opening this thing, like, ripped apart, so I'm just not happy for how the metal plates turned out. If you could call them even metal plates, cause it's just freaking paper. Aside from all that, here is the classic Dr. Robotnik, and I don't know, he looks derpy as well and awful. However, I kind of say he's probably the best out of all of them. I mean, I kind of actually like him in a bad way or something. His nose, instead of pink, they went with this goldish color. And at Toy Fair, they showed off the Eggman with, like, blue glasses, but his glasses are white, and they have pupils. He also have an angry expression. He also has a butt, just like much classic Robotnik versions do, like the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog one. That one is not a good incarnation of Sonic. And here's the modern Eggman. He has a long nose. Also, they went with the gray nose, like the ones with his goggles, which they look bad. Also, his pupils, they look weird. It's like, he doesn't look like Eggman, he looks like an alien. He's also the same height as the classic Dr. Robotnik, and, yeah, maybe I could fix his nose. There we go. He looks a lot better without the nose, so yeah, I mean, like, overall, these figures suck. I mean, like, I can't believe Tomy made some stuff like that after, like, they had their, like, Metal Sonics, their Tails, their Ergs. I just don't like these Tomy figures now. I mean, like, I'm giving up on Tomy right now, because, like, Tomy, they did awesome with their Pokemon figures and their early Sonic figures, but now they're just acting like complete idiots of themselves. I mean, look at the price on there, like, such as for you to read, but I paid like $20. Yeah, that's what I freaking goddamn paid for. And that's just basically it. I mean, like, these figures, they're complete garbage. Do not buy them. Avoid Tomy. Avoid Tomy all you want. Join a group and start targeting Tomy executives. Yeah, goodbye. The Tomy Sonic King has returned for another Tomy Sonic Tuesday unboxing video. And today, I have this Chow pack that I'm going to open, and I do own some of the new plushes, but I feel too lazy to show you them, so I'm not lying, so just take my word for it. I only have Amy, Eggman, and Chow. They didn't have a classic Supersonic at my Gamers World, but I'll try and get it. But anyways, the packaging looks a lot better than the comic pack in my opinion, and displays very well in the box, and shows the characters and names of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Chow, which I already have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles from the comic pack and Forces pack, so it's not really that special. Anyways, on the... Wait, what's that you say?
You never watched any of my other videos? Well, they're up on my channel if you want to watch them. Anyways, on the back of the box, it shows artwork of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and a Chow, and has the description of like Sonic. There's nothing specifically about Chow, and I paid $25 for it, so will it be worth it? Well, let's find out as we open it, so stay tuned.
Okay, before I want to mention this to you guys, I want to know that on Sonic and Tails, their undershoes, they don't have any copyright date, while for Knuckles, he does. Just want to point that out there. And it's kind of strange. Maybe that Sonic was like one of those prototypes, because he does look like a nice looking figure. But anyways, here is Sonic, and one thing I've been seeing a lot on this figure is that he could be like a cross between the one from Resort's Toy Island and Jazzwares. If you compare this figure to the other ones, think about it. They might as well be like a tribute. This figure is probably like a tribute to those three companies, even though Toy Island sucks. But yeah. I have nothing else to say rather than the fact that this is a duplicate, because I did got him from like the comic pack and like the Forces pack, so nothing really special to talk about. Up next we have the Tails figure, and I know what you guys are gonna say.
I hate it.
But I'll have you know that if you own it in person and look closely at it, you'll see that the legs do cut off the body sculpt a bit. I know I felt weird about it, but not as far as people are thinking. And that Sonic Toast video, I'm going to briefly mention this and might talk about it much more later on. I don't really know what Matt was thinking, but yeah, it is his opinion, of course. And yeah. Also, what I've been seeing is that I don't really know why people think this figure is inferior to the Jazzwares one, cause, yeah, I mean, like, that Jazzwares one has much more problems than this TOMY figure, in my opinion. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure, now, this is just my theory on some people. It's not you or anything, but, like, it's some people that prefer the Jazzwares ones over the TOMY ones in general. I'm pretty sure that some of these guys are trying to help Jazzwares, because Jazzwares sucks. Jazzwares makes sucky toys. Like the Sonic line, I don't even own them, but with the exception of Metal Sonic and Dr. Robotnik, the line itself actually kinda sucks, because the figures are too small to have a lot of articulation, which could make articulation sculpts look off and break very easily. And the Jazzwares quality on their products suck as well. I mean, there will be bad paint jobs, scratches, and odd sculpting on the figures. I mean, not only do the Sonic line sucks, but other Jazzwares lines suck as well, like in the Minecraft and the Roblox lines. The only good lines they seem to have is their Cartoon Network lines, you know, with their like Adventure Time, Regular Show, and Hanna-Barbera lines, as well as their Nicktoons line, though they skipped SpongeBob for some reason. And that's it. Their Peppa Pig line is okay, but you'll see some scratches. In their Mega Man line, that line sucks as well, but the only thing good about it was their Retro Roto line. That mini line was better than the main line, but Jazzwares poo-pooed it so they can try and make their main line good. Well, at least attempted to make their main line good. That line wasn't really good at all. At least the games are good. I mean, no one would buy the toys if the games weren't good. So Jazzwares has a reputation for making terrible products. They're like the EA of toys. They make no effort into their products, and it just makes them feel lazy. And it bothers me on the fact that people would actually want Jazzwares to take the Sonic license back. You know what, Jazzwares? You suck. You suck, you suck, you suck. If anyone who works at Jazzwares is watching this video, tell your slaves to make better quality products. So overall, Tomy's good, Sonic is okay, but Jazzwares is bad. Jazzwares sucks. End of rant. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, back to Tails. This figure is a duplicate, and he actually looks better than the
than the comic pack one I have, because he didn't have that scrape on the comic pack one, which was just a minor issue on mine. And yeah, so basically, if you haven't seen any of my videos, basically what I think about this figure in a nutshell, it's not what I wanted, but I like it. Here is Knuckles the Echidna. In my opinion, he's probably one of the best Sonic figures Tomy has made so far. And yeah, he looks great. Though it does kind of bother me that he has some scratches, like on his forehead and on his gloves. But they're not as noticeable, and I don't really mind that a lot, because this is a duplicate after all. I do already own him. And yeah, I don't mind it that much. Also, I don't mind getting doubles of Tails and Knuckles, because I really like those figures. And finally, here are the Chows. A happier one, a neutral face one, and a evil teeth one. And now don't get your hopes up too high, because these Chows kind of suck. I do like how the faces on them are different, like here is a picture of the neutral Chow. Here are the wings and all that. Here is the one in a much happier expression. And here is the the one with the sharper teeth. And yeah, I mean the faces on them are okay and the sculpts are okay. I'm just extremely annoyed that the pupils are black instead of this darker blue color, and it's extremely annoying how they don't have that, the yellow part in the artwork, they're on their heads, their hands, and their feet, those yellow highlights or something. And yeah, plus I don't even know if it's true or not, but the wings should be painted. I mean, didn't anyone at TOMY knew that these that the paint jobs on them were incorrect? I mean, why didn't Mike go to the warehouse and check up on these figures? I mean, he would have told his friend Larry during lunch saying, "Ever notice how the Chows are not painted correctly? We should take them out of the box and repaint them or something." But no, he didn't. Mike, if you're watching this, you failed. So yes, overall, I'd probably give this Chow pack a pass. I mean, this is just a money eater. Aside from getting 3 good-looking figures, and how I don't mind getting another Tails or Knuckles, the Chows in this pack kind of suck. I mean, remember when I said that the reason why the modern figures are like this is because they're trying to make the figures look like figures from 1998, which really makes sense because Sonic Adventure was a 1998 game. But gosh, when TOMY really meant that, they actually meant that. So now, not only will the figures associated with the modern brand have limited articulation, but they'll also be putting less details on their figures. This happened to the Metal Sonic comic pack, the Chows in this pack, and Shadows' shoes. In fact, the Amy's for the Metal pack, they won't have any underwear, and the villain from Sonic Forces is going to have less details. In my opinion, I think this is stupid. Even though I still think TOMY is better than Jazzwares and Jazzwares sucks, this decision TOMY made is just stupid. So overall, do not get this Chow pack. Unless if you want the Chows, which I do kind of like the Chows now that I opened them. Unless if you want the Chows, you can just buy them separate on Toy Wiz, even though Toy Wiz sucks too. Or just waste $25 on this pack. And as for the Chows, I could repaint them like I did with the Robosonics, but yellow paint is not that strong. So after Wake Angel 2001 ever gets around to customize my first commission, then the next commission will be repainting the Chows. So thank you for watching as always.
Hello everybody, this is Lane, and today the new TOMY Sonic Infinite Zavik and Sonic pack is out now, and of course I don't know a unique name for it, rather than just Sonic Forces Pack 2.0 or something like that. I ordered it off of Toy Wiz for $28 with shipping, which is, I paid over $33, which is a bit overpriced, but hey, I'm just an impatient guy. Now I'm just gonna wait until it gets here.
Any minute now. What the heck? I got it. Yep, I got it. Hello everybody, this is Lane, and I just got the new TOMY Sonic pack. I'm not so sure of a good name for it. Like, the only thing close to it is, like, Sonic Forces Pack 2.0, but, you know, it's not really, like, an upgrade or something, aside from the figures. So I'm just gonna call it the Infinite Sonic and Zavik pack for now. And, I recently got it, and, it actually contains 2 new figures. That's right, 2 brand new figures. Like, Sonic, I already had the Sonic, so this will be another Sonic I have. And, yeah, so let's open this figure up and have a closer look at it. First, I'll show you the packaging really quick, because it's time to showcase this thing. It's the exact same box that the other 3 packs come in, and it has the figures displayed in. There's TOMY, ages 4 and up, and the Sonic the Hedgehog logo on. And there's some legal information on the bottom. Oh yeah, and you can also go to www.tomy.com for more information. And there's some, on the side they show you stuff that, you know, you can open the figure. But on the back, they have like 2 pictures, like 2 official artwork of Infinite and Zavik. They don't have Sonic for some reason, just those 2 new figures. And it kind of looks nice, I should say. And then there's a description, at least I'm going to be showing you the one in English. If the camera could only focus. And it reads, a mysterious new villain with the remarkable power, Infinite, fights alongside Dr. Eggman. His jagged mask allows only a single piercing eye to gaze upon his opponents. Infinite's abilities are seemingly unstoppable, with only one exception. You can also go to sonicthehedgehog.com, and there's the address of TOMY, at least the American branch, and there's the TOMY logo again. So yes, let's open this figure up. Okay, now before we take a look at the figures, I want to mention this backdrop that comes in the box. Unlike the Chow pack, this one is actually blue, which is supposed to be the color of like the modern style of the action figures and plushes, while the Chow pack used the classic style backdrop. But yeah, I just wanna I wanna mention that like really quick. So another one. Not again. Well, we got modern Sonic again, but we don't care about him right now, so let's throw him out the window, and let's pretend this pack only came with these 2 figures. These 2 figures. Okay, so here is the first character, Zavik. Now, I just want to say that this figure looks really nice. The paint job is very perfect, and they add in every single details and paint details as possible. Now, I played Sonic Lost Worlds, you know, when I like rented the game for my Wii U, and I thought the game was okay. Like, it wasn't really the best, but just not really like a fan of it. In fact, in one of like the levels in like the ice world, it was like so hard for me that I rage quitted.
So yeah, so I never got the chance to beat Zavik in that game. However, I did beat him in Sonic Forces. So yeah, that's a good excuse not to play this game again, since I don't feel like playing this game again. But anyways, this figure looks great, especially for Tomy's first attempt at making a Zavik, and as well as the first ever figure of Zavik. So yeah. Now, this guy, you probably might thinking, you know, like Zavix is supposed to be like much bigger than Sonic, and I do kind of agree, you know, them scaling next to each other is a little weird, but that's just because this figure is pre-posed, because if he was just standing straight up, he'd look a bit taller, so. But yeah. Most of like the pre-posed Tomy Sonic stuff, not only are they pre-posed, but they always like, they always have like the poses where, you know, they're kind of still posable despite being pre-posed. This guy is kind of one of those exceptions. I mean, like, you could get more poses than just, you know, this pose that came with this figure, but he is a little limited. But articulation-wise, he has the exact same articulation joints as most of the other Tomy Sonic stuff. Now, for a character like Zavik, you'd probably expect this guy not to have a rotating head joint. Yeah, cause like, unlike the promotional picture, it just didn't seem like he had like a rotating head joint. Well, we were wrong, cause this guy does have a rotating head joint. He also has the universal shoulder joints, and as well as the rotating hip joints. But they're pre-posed, so you're kind of gonna get some limitation into the feet. So yeah. So while like I really like this figure, he's just a little bit disappointing. Well, okay, like maybe for like a few hours later I might like him a lot more. But he's definitely one of my least favorite Tomy Sonic figures. But hey, at least he's better than anything Jaspers could do. Okay, I just had him to turn that backdrop around because, you know, we're going to be talking about Infinite, the first ever action figure of the villain from Sonic Forces. And one thing I have to mention that, wow, the paint details, like, they're so perfect, and they're almost like, you know, I don't know, figure arts level of quality. Okay, there have been some paint flubs. In fact, there's like a scratch, like some red on the tail, but that's just because there's just one defect. Like the problem on this figure is that he has, you know, red soles, meaning that like he's supposed to go in this pose, but if you move it too much, it can definitely, you know, some of the red on like his soles can get onto the tail, so that's kind of a problem. They did some great details on the backing, like the paint job. For the most part, the paint job is nearly perfect, and I like how Tomy went with every single detail, unlike their Metal Sonic and their Chows. So he is definitely a great figure. Articulation-wise, he has the universal shoulder joints and the rotating hip joints, but this guy does not have a rotating head joint. He doesn't. Now, I could definitely forgive Tomy for not giving him one, because, you know, the fur kind of gets into the way of, like, you know, the head and all that, and I definitely forgive Tomy for not making him have a neck joint. But this figure is pre-posed. In fact, in, like, the prototype picture, he was posed like, like this, and he was only onto like the sides, so we didn't really know what he's really gonna look like, but now that I've shown you guys, this guy is not really disappointing, and he's actually good. So yeah, so he's out there as one of the best figures that Tomy has ever made. And one thing I really like about this figure are not only just the paint details, but like his gloves, like they're so huge. So yeah, so this is Tomy's first attempt at making a Infinite figure, and this is actually the first time and the only time someone made an Infinite figure. So yeah, I'm really glad how this figure turned out. So this guy is not
week. So yeah, like I said, I bought this on Toy Wiz because my local mall in the specific store did not have this pack, and I was really disappointed. In fact, I even cried, but I'll just talk about it later. But anyways, these figures are definitely worth the money on Toy Wiz. Like, you get great figures with great paint jobs for the most part, though this Sonic, he has this usual, like, redundancy where, like, a redundant figure has bad paint jobs, but aside from Sonic, the paint jobs on these figures are, I don't know, amazing. Like, they capture every single detail, which I wasn't really expecting, and they actually did, you know, a better job with these figures than what I hoped for. One thing I always forgot to mention in a lot of Tomy Sonic videos is that these figures, they scale with the Jazzwares figures, and that any figures that Jazzwares has never made, they will work in a Jazzwares display. Like, these figures, they work in a Jazzwares display. So, if you already have Jazzwares figures and you don't plan on collecting the Tomy Sonic line, you know, you can definitely get this pack for these two figures, and they'll look good, probably even look even better on a Jazzwares display. You can get this pack online at Toy Wiz, or you can also pick this up at Target when it comes out. Thanks for watching this video. This video was sponsored by Tomy. Not really, but anyways, this is the Tomy Sonic Spokesman, Lane, signing out. Welcome back to the Tomy Sonic Spokesman. I am your host, Lane, back with you with my final TSS video. Yes, I said my last. I'm no longer going to be collecting any Tomy Sonic figures or plushes after this Knuckles plush. I will still do Tomy Sonic Season 3, but I am ending Tomy Sonic Spokesman. But before we showcase the 8-inch Knuckles plush, I'll answer any questions you may ask. I haven't really played a lot of Sonic games that much because I always prefer Mario over Sonic. I kinda started collecting the line when the 25th anniversary figures came out. I bought them at Toys R Us. The 25th anniversary figures are great, and I was tempting to get them because I watched Pat Max's review on them. Even though I didn't play Sonic games that much, I do really enjoy the figures and the plushes they made, for the most part. The series used to be Tomy Sonic Tuesdays because I thought the idea that I could release an episode every day on a Tuesday, you know, during the summer of 2017, because that's when the comic packs were supposed to come out. But the Tuesday ended up being a joke, and I don't think any of them were uploaded on a Tuesday. I got the idea of releasing them on Tuesdays because on Chatronics' second channel, Chatronic Pokemon, he would unbox Pokemon trading figures every Tuesday. You can definitely tell the Trading Figure Tuesday inspiration on my first TST video. As much as you believe that I hate the Jazzwares Sonic line, I don't. It just feels like most of their 3-inch figures were not that well executed and rather come off as mediocre than anything else. I made a video about why Jazzwares should not get the Sonic license back, and it wasn't because I hated the line or anything, it was just me being realistic about what would happen. Some characters are missing from the line, but not any that are extremely important compared to a Sonic, Tails, Amy, or Knuckles. It had a good run, it had some great figures, and for the love of God, I don't want to see it return. As much as I hate Jazzwares and like to make fun of how bad a lot of their Sonic products were, I do have to admit, it is actually one of my favorite toy lines from Jazzwares, only behind an actually good Mega Man Retro Roto line. I will still be collecting World Nintendo figures, as well as the 2.5-inch playsets. However, I do see a bad future for the line, due to the next two waves being nothing but reprints. I may collect some Sonic stuff from Jakks Pacific, if they're any good. But I will be collecting some non-video game merch, like Star Wars The Power of the Force, The Simpsons World Springfield, and DVDs and Blu-rays of my favorite cartoons or movies. So if you're a Sonic fan and like any of those franchises, then you'll definitely be in for a treat. But what about Tomy? It's my favorite toy company ever. Will I be collecting any toys from them? As a matter of fact, yes I am. I plan on wanting to collect the classic Pokemon line from Tomy in the future. And now, the final TSS video will begin right now. Now let's take a look at the paper tag that this plush came with. Now what I really like, if the camera will focus! Anyways, as I was saying, the paper tags on these Tomy sign plushes are very unique, and I kind of like how Tomy did not, lays down on the paper tags. And when you open it, there's just some legal info, and if the camera will focus, you can go to www.tomy.com, and you can also visit their address, or call their number. But yeah, here's what the back looks like. There's just some more legal info. So yeah, so nothing really special to talk about. Let's take a look at Knuckles. So Knuckles is part of the new, the current plush wave that just came out, where there's another Sonic, another Tails, and a classic version of Dr. Robotnik.
Dr. Robotnik, you pull my leg, man. Everybody knows they call him Dr. Eggman.
And Silver. And there's also the 12-inch plushes of Shadow, Supersonic, Dark Chow, and recently Knuckles. There's also a 12-inch of the Snuggles. But yes, but this is the 8-inch plush from that wave. Like, I'm guessing wave 5, but don't quote me on that. Let's just take a look at the face. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard enough to see the purple. The purple on his eyes. I mean, this is a modern plush. This is not a classic plush. It's a modern plush. And you can see here's his teeth. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of frowning Knuckles. I mean, it's in his personality, but a smiling Knuckles is an appealing Knuckles. And oddly enough, even though this plush is not smiling, the Tomy figure that came out before that was smiling. I don't know why that was the case, but you could see his crescent. It is not that well embroidered, but it's not really too noticeable. And besides, this is a store-bought plush, like a retail plush. Here's his fists. I really like the details on it. And here are his shoes. I'm not a huge fan of the shoes on these plushes, but I get it, they're retail plushes. And here's his, not his paper tag, his touch tag. With 4 stories, 4-story page touch tag. And I kind of like how the Tomy logo and the Sonic the Hedgehog logo are inked. They have like color to it. They print it in color, which is pretty good. And the touch tags themselves are pretty soft. Not that rough, uncomfortable feeling paper thing that like store-bought plushes sometimes do, or heck, maybe even like carnival plushes or something. And here is his tail. So this is a pretty good Knuckles plush. A lot of people prefer, Great Eastern Entertainment's plushes a lot more, and they have the rights to, because GE has made more characters than Tomy ever did, and they look much more accurate, but I think I like the Tomy plushes a lot better than the GE plushes when it comes, to like the material they use, because the material is like Cine styled, so think of them as like improved versions of these Cine Sonic plushes, and also not to mention that they have some even more obscure things like, the Chow and Supersonic, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so now that I have Knuckles, and you can see there's Sonic, Tails, and Amy, I have completed the main 4 characters. Okay, so I completed all 4 main characters, Tails, Sonic, Amy, and Knuckles. Sonic and Tails being Wave 2, Amy being Wave 4, and Knuckles being Wave 5. And these aren't the only Tomy sign plushes I have. I do have some others. Here is Shadow from Wave 3. I'll put him right over here. Here is the modern versions of Dr. Robotnik.
Everybody knows they call him Dr. Eggman.
From Wave 4. I'll just put them right here. Now, one thing I have a problem with these figures is that, you know, they're not that well scaled. And when it comes to Dr. Eggman, this is definitely no exception. But at least, you know, they look a lot better than most plushes, you know, most retail plushes, you know, you see. And then there is Chow. And then there's my only classic plush, the Supersonic plush. So that is it. So that is basically all of the plushes I have. I don't have a lot of them, but you know, that's as much as I can get. And here are my action figures over here. Now, not a lot of the action figures on these shelves are Tomy, since there's also the Jazzwares Metal Sonic and the Jazzwares Amy, as well as the first 4 figurines of Tails and Amy. So yeah, that is it. My set may not be complete. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there is the Ultimate Classic Sonic plush that I got at one Christmas. Never made a video on it, but again, it wouldn't be as popular. But yeah, so thank you for watching this entire series. And, you know, I had some good times, you know, some good and bad times. And it was pretty much worth it in the end. So even though the plushes are as complete as there is, not so much for the figures. Unfortunately, you know, the figures don't feel that complete now that the Amy and Eggman metal plate packs are assumingly cancelled. So, but at least the plushes, at least they completed the plushes. But I definitely wish that I got the Metal Sonic plush from Wave 2. That thing is pretty expensive on eBay, you know, just because, you know, it's Metal Sonic, and, you know, Metal Sonic is expensive. But yeah, so thank you for watching this series, and wish me luck on my new upcoming adventure.
I am your host, Lane, and today we are going to unbox this Sonic the Hedgehog Classic and Modern comic pack from TOMY. This is the one I wanted just to get that. Modern, that was the Echidna. So yeah. Surprisingly, the paint job is really great. And, yeah, I just got this at Toys R Us. So, yeah, hope if you unbox this.
It's very nice, like I said. If I even said that or not. And yeah, I think this Tails, I can't remember.
So I do kind of like how he turned out. He is posed, by the way, and since he looks like this, it might be hard to understand. But you can't see it, but you can see it. Maybe I can fix his nose. There we go. He looks a lot better without the nose. So yeah, I mean, like, overall, these figures suck.
That people would actually want Jazzwares to take the Sonic license back. You know what, Jazzwares? You suck. You suck, you suck, you suck. If anyone who works at Jazzwares is watching this video, tell your slaves to be...
They have some even more obscure things like Chow that it's just like everyone says, all good things must come to an end. But before I go home, there's one more thing I have to do. I'll meet you later. Thank you for all of the love and support you gave us.